Star Trek 57, M23, take 2.
It's the It's Got Star Trek podcast.
Holodeck safeguards are not functioning. Alexandar's in trouble.
My God, you've been shot! Computer end program. Try to Captain Picard. Try to security.
There's another character in the program. Hollander's father. And he looks like Commander Data.
Data?
But it is not Data. I cannot explain. I believe he has taken Alexander.
Oh, now isn't that a shame? Poor Sheriff's been injured. What's the matter? Was my paw a little too rough on you?
Hello, and welcome to the It's Got Star Trek podcast.
Can I help you with something?
This is the Ancient West.
The Ancient West, indeed, Deanna. All right, so...
Yes.
Okay, hello, and welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to the It's Got Star Trek podcast. We got a lot of stuff to do tonight.
Let's hope it's enough.
I'm sure it will be. So we will
Good.
Get right to it. This
than
is episode 338 of the It's Got Star Trek podcast.
All right, cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot. There's no sound effect for.
That's
when I
cool.
said a number.
I'm really glad that you told me that.
All right.
And told Jesse that, and told yourself that,
I'm a little confused.
and
as
told
to-
anyone else here that.
Oh yeah, no, we do have. Are you talking about our special guest?
I don't know what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
we do have a special guest. We're going to announce them in a second, but I thought we got to say the number of the podcast and then also the title.
Yeah.
The title
Yeah.
of the podcast.
Now you're cooking with gas.
All right, so I'll get to the title, then we will. We'll introduce our guest, but we have a voicemail actually first before we introduce our guest. And
Before anything starts.
Somebody's got to push some buttons.
our guest is enjoying the break room, the green room, as they say in the business.
Yeah. There's sandwiches.
Yeah, there's sandwiches, all sorts of stuff in the green room. That this special guest.
Fruit.
Do they have those little
particularly
cucumber
fine.
and cream cheese sandwiches?
I hope not.
You don't like those? You prefer them when they're in the wraps instead of the white bread? You like them in the wraps?
I don't like wraps. No.
So you like the little white bread squares with the cucumbers and cream cheese?
I don't like that either.
You like even the wraps then instead?
No.
Well, you gotta like one of the two.
I don't like either one.
That's not an option.
Oh, shit.
We did tell our very famous, very special guest that we would get right to them.
Okay. Sorry. I'm just trying to understand Jesse.
No, I understand. I also
You're
am
going
keen.
to have to keep trying.
We haven't announced what we're doing yet.
Well, we're getting there. I'm
Okay.
right there.
Okay. I'll leave it to you.
So, all right. It's episode 338. It's Got Star Trek podcast. That's out of the way. This week,
Thank you.
by special request of our very special guest, we are covering the Star Trek The Next Generation episode, A Fistful of Datas.
Okay, boys. Saddle up.
This is the Ancient West.
Perhaps one of the silliest episodes of Star Trek.
I think we might know where one of Dan's favorite sound clips from this episode is already.
That is impossible.
Okay. So, yes, we have a wonderful special guest. But first, let's play a voicemail. We'll get a voicemail from our old pal, Grayson.
These are our messages.
Because of the audio setup tonight, because we have a guest, Dan is going to be the one to play the voicemails and whatnots this week.
I don't get it.
So, Dan, could you go ahead and play that voicemail from Grayson?
Okay, let's do it.
Hey guys, it's Grayson from the Prime Detective Podcast. I heard you guys have a guest this week, and I am genuinely excited to find out who it could be. I mean, my first thought was maybe it's one of the guys from Open Pike Night. We haven't heard from them on your show in a bit, and they're always fun. And then I thought maybe it's Jessie from Crusher Convo. She's been on before, always great, but this isn't a very Bev-heavy episode, but it is a Data episode, so maybe Sincera from Battle Stage Theatrica. He's got such a great voice, and he talks about Cylons all the time, so he's definitely probably got some android takes ready to go for a fistful of Datas. There's Jack Dorino from Let's Talk About Treks, but he was just on, so probably not him. And then I thought, what if it's actually Brent fucking Spiner? How awesome would that be? Or Dorn? Did you guys get Dorn? I mean, this is a great Worf episode. He's super funny in this one. Honestly, actually, you know what? I need to calm down because look, as long as it's not Izaak from Tasmania, I mean, that dude is so overexposed. I mean, he literally had a Star Trek podcast episode on every single day for all of 2025. 365 Star Trek podcast episodes. Trek 365. It's enough already. Let somebody else have a turn, mate. Jeez. And Dan, he's absolutely stealing your bits. Holograms? Where would I stay? And now the whole Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crude versus rude deal. Come on. He says it's an homage, but look, I think we're really looking at full-scale intellectual property crime. Dan, you should lawyer up. Okay, anyway, I'm super excited to find out who it is. I popped some corn, and I'm ready for the show.
Thanks, Agamus.
With some fighting words. Fighting words.
You know, you had some very good guesses there.
Well, he went down like all of our guests.
Yeah.
That we've had. And some other people, too.
Yeah. Well, as it happens, we are now ready to reveal our very special guest. You know, they...
hey, maybe some people were on the right track.
They have pale skin, gold eyes. They come from Texas. Well, the Texas of Australia. Sorry.
Well,
welcome, Izaak.
Hey, Texas.
Hello, guys. So I was listening last week and heard you were going to have a special guest that may or may not be Brent Spiner, and I decided to turn up to see who the special guest was.
We're so delighted to have you join us, Izaak, all the way from the opposite side of this little planet that we call Earth.
Oith.
Oh, I thought Dan was going to play a sound effect there.
Oh, well, I was trying to think. I was just realizing that I should have had some kind of sound effect queued up.
Yeah.
How about
shoulda, woulda. That's good.
Okay.
Tasteful.
You've just looped. You've looped over
apparently
a very short applause. Where's that from? Is that from Starfleet Academy? Where's that from?
It's from a good game. From a golf game.
Dan doesn't even know where that's from.
It just says Chakotay.
That doesn't sound like Chakotay.
Nobody applauds for a Chakotay.
For real, dude.
That's crazy. All right.
So you'll just splice that in for after when you say Izaak is here.
I'll just all the splicing.
Will do.
All right. Anyway,
it's perfect as it is.
Yeah. So we are, as always, delighted to have Izaak joining us, and I'll let Izaak talk about why he selected this show. A fistful of data. This is not the first time I've heard you mention this episode. I was delighted that you picked it. It'd been a long time since I've seen it, and watching it, I was reminded of many, many, many things. So, Izaak, what's this show to you? What's this episode to you?
Are you all right?
Well, I was actually listening to when I was on your podcast a couple of years ago when we did the Royale. And
the Royale, right?
Comment that the episode wasn't as dumb as a fistful of datas. And I'm like, I think it might be actually. So I thought it was it's been a while since I've seen it too. Wouldn't it be fun to watch this as a bit of an homage to the Royale as well? Because that episode's terrible. I said in that one that that's my third least favourite episode of Next Gen. We'll find out through this where it might stack up against a Fistful of Datas.
Yeah, I recall that you were last on with the Royale, and we differed a little bit in the opinion because Royale's stupid, but I kind of enjoy.
Well,
the
see,
Royale.
the thing is, whenever I think of this episode, I always in my brain, I know it's not this, but I always for some reason have it set in my brain that it's like an early season episode.
Yeah.
I was looking for it in an earlier season. I was like, where is the episode?
Right. I always think it's like a season 1 or 2, and I think it's because I keep associating it with the Royale.
I thought it was 2.
And it's like
yeah.
it's an Alexander. It's got Alexander, so obviously it isn't. They're always like pairing like Troy and Worf and Alexander together.
So I have the opposite vibe to you because I mean I get where you guys are coming from, but for me, this is the one that feels like the late series episode where it's kind of like. It's not so much running out of ideas, but it's where they're kind of Brent Spiner probably put in his contract for season 6. I want to play 20 characters over the season.
Yeah, well, it seems like they're having fun
Yeah.
and they can get away with it because it's the 6th season.
The only reason I would think it's a later season 1 is because some of those episodes were pretty weak. Like which season was the Spider Barkley in?
7, I think.
That was 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, 6 is pretty good, but
6 is like the there for life.
I mean, every season's got, they got, clinkers and clunkers here and there and all that. But the Royale, I understand why people don't like it, but for me, there was a charm and it's got a different vibe because
it has a mysterious vibe.
The weird things about the Royale are weird because it's early in the series and they don't 100% know what the characters are like and what to do and how to make a show and all that stuff. Whereas this, they have all the fucking bells and whistles, right? Everything. This is a director's playground, an actor's playground. Everyone wants to do Westerns and have fun with the Western thing. And so, that's why it feels a little bit more late season.
It's like a spoof of Star Trek.
A little bit.
Almost a spoof.
Because season 1 or 2, remote, and that's because the story,
Yeah.
not because of the acting or the characters.
Yeah. It is, the story is simplistic.
Oh yeah.
It is fun though. It does really seem to me, and I don't mean this in a pejorative fashion. It does seem like they were like, hey, let's give Brent like a bunch of crazy stuff to do while we also move along this sort of ill thought out. Let's make Troy a thing. Troy Worf. Love interest,
right?
They
There's a little bit of that.
Kind of went in that direction for a bit. And it was sort of odd.
Well, and it kind of reminded me a little bit of Elementary, My Dear Data, because you had Worf was playing the role of Data, where and Alexander was playing the role of Geordi, because Alexander wanted to take Worf into the holodeck program, just like Geordi Geordi wanted to take. No, Data actually wanted to take Geordi.
Well, they wanted to go together.
Anyway,
It was a best buddy.
Point being is Data solved it too quickly, and Geordi got all pissed off. He's like, it's no fun when you solve it. And the same thing happened with
Geordi got super pissed.
Yeah.
Right, because Worf just clocked that dude.
Alexander handled this much better than fucking Geordi.
No.
Like, as a child, Alexander's response was much more sensible because Geordi got unreasonably angry at his best friend instead of explaining what was up. Whereas Worf's son, Alexander, he's annoyed, but he's like, no, don't you understand? The whole point is it's like a game. It's meant to be fun.
It seems like Geordi, for someone who's like really into machines and electronics and stuff, he's often getting irritated at Data for things he should know better about. Yeah. It's like, you made this mistake because he's Data, not, he's expecting Data to, there was the part where he was putting the thing in his head. I like the head, by the way, the head panel, he was like pressing on it. You could tell it was like taped to the hair because it was like going into his head as he was doing it.
This was extra hair panel-y too. Because you've seen this on Data a few times, but this was like, hey, you've seen the side head panel. Get a load of this.
This back panel.
Back panel. I don't know. It's whatever.
I feel that was unintentionally the piece of science fiction that's showing the bits of the future.
Yeah.
Because back in the 90s, when this episode was made, we didn't have USB connecting from an Android to a big computer.
Yeah. That's a good point. It's clunky. It's all big and clunky.
I felt the Data taking control was a bit like when you hit accept all cookies without reading what the cookies are.
So I don't know what you'd describe A plot, B plot, because they're so interconnected and related.
It's all a bunch of nonsense.
But like, it is kind of funny when I'm watching this, even watching it now, I just took it for granted. It's like, oh yeah, this is, Data and Geordi have this project. They're going to try it out. But when you think about it, you're like, did this only happen because Picard was so fucking like stressed out and he just needed a break that he was just like, yeah, fuck you, do whatever you want. Like, would a more sensible Picard have been like, wait a second, you want to take the fucking engineering computer offline and just hook Data up?
But this is what, okay, first of all, it was inconsistent because Data and Geordi came in and they basically wanted to do some work and Picard was like, no problem. When Worf came in and wanted to do some work, Picard's like, oh, Worf, you work too hard. But
I hadn't even thought of that.
Right. Well, it was like there was a line of people outside his office.
And so I guess they're having fun or whatever. But then when they do this thing, so what they were doing, at first I thought they were just going to use Data's brain as backup storage, but they were actually going to use it as a controller of Data would be controlling the Enterprise.
If the computer goes offline, they can Data, just what can Data handle?
They can just say Data, fire phasers or whatever. But And then after all this shit goes wrong, like what happened? The replicator started serving cat food. The Beverly's play got overwritten with Data's poetry. Picard's thing. The one thing they had to explain was
into
Dvorak. Yeah, they had to explain that. What was the other thing? There was one more thing that got datafied.
Was it gravity?
Yeah, no, the gravity. He did play with the gravity systems, but nothing happened with the gravity.
Well, Data himself started becoming cowboy.
I guess that was the plot of the episode. I guess it was the plot of the episode. But after all this happens, after everything gets all fucked up, they don't even get in any trouble or anything. They don't have to take. They don't have to accept any liability for anything. Picard's just like, oh, you got a solution? Okay, good. He's not like, what the fuck were you guys doing? Right.
Well, it's like everybody's supposed to be taking some time off because there's free time, but none of these guys
know just working.
They don't know how to take time off, and it's like Worf's like, I'm gonna run some tests and blah blah blah. It's like and Geordi and Data come in like, we're gonna hook Geordi up, we're gonna Data up to this shit, and Picard's trying to play this his fucking flute from that other episode.
He left his tag on the flute.
And he's trying to play Mozart on this weird little tin whistle.
Well, I think it's I was looking at it. Chakotay called it a Resican flute.
Yes, from the
inner light. It's an inner light.
Yes, I get the idea, Miss LaForge. Thank you. Please proceed.
Inner light whistle, and it's just hilarious. People keep knocking on his door, and it's there's a line of people out in the hallway.
Horny Beverly shows up.
Yeah, she's like, you got to be in this play, and he's like, oh no, man.
When later on Beverly looked all stressed out when it came, she had her head in her hands and she was shaking her head. Mm-hmm. I couldn't tell if that was because just general woes of a director, or if she was upset because Picard didn't show up to rehearsal. She was like, rehearsals today, and he never showed up.
This is where having Jessie from Crusher Convo would be helpful because. She could explain or clarify to us how horny, and I don't mean that I'm not trying to diminish.
Oh, yes.
I mean this in a professional, talking about ongoing story arc.
I don't get it.
I mean this as properly as possible, but how horny was Dr. Crusher?
You're a very funny man, Senor Eli.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that dude in a second. But Izaak, what's your thoughts? I don't want to rope you. I don't want to get you in trouble with anybody, but my impression, and tell me if I'm wrong, Izaak, my impression was that Beverly, she strode into Picard's office seemingly about this play, but the body language, everything to me was no, she's like, I want to hang out, I want to hang out with you. Don't you get the point?
It's more about the after party than the play itself.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Well, Picard was trying to drop hints that he didn't want any part of it. He's like, oh, I'd be no good. No.
She was trying to drop hints dude, you don't gotta. You don't got to do nothing.
It's 2 lines.
The point is that we can, because in theater, emotions run high. People get a little.
Oh yeah, theater people are always fucking.
Yeah,
Patrick Stewart loves delivering lines about how bad an actor he is.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. He's like, I'm not much of an actor, and then the camera sort of pauses on him. Although it was funny that when Beverly was like, "Oh, don't worry, it's only 2 lines. It's not a big part." Picard looked like. He looked disappointed. Wait, you didn't
this episode?
Yeah, and Beverly's it's the classic high school. The girl likes the guy, and the girl is all like, "Hey, we could hang out at my folks after work." And he's like, "Well, your folks aren't home." He's like, yeah. I mean, we could go for a walk in the woods. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Unchaperoned. It's like, you damn fool. Why aren't you getting?
And
we got him, Jefe.
Like
the play itself, though, does show the Star Trek trope that only the 7 can do anything on the board.
That's right, because it's Riker. Picard. Was there anybody else? Was it just Riker reading lines with her?
There was another person, but I don't know who that person was.
But Riker shows the contrast where like Riker's all about like being in the plays and he just started reading like this was I think this was the first reading where they got together and he was reading those lines
he did some arm flourish when he like started. He did Patrick to explain what I'm doing to the audience. Patrick, Patrick likes to explain what I'm doing to the audience.
His arm is
like Jesse, let's let Izaak. Izaak, why don't you take a stab? I'm not good at explaining what Dan's motions. They're often so violent and aggressive.
Felis catus.
I would say that
Is your taxonomic nomenclature an endothermic quadruped? Carnivorous by nature?
Hold it.
Dan played a sound effect. Can you start again there, Izaak?
Dan's right arm is soaring. With his
like an eagle.
Well, I need to be able to see everyone can see
We
it.
should clarify that Dan appears to be taking pains to avoid doing a Nazi salute.
No,
because he's got his hand
Don't
sort of.
even
Who said that?
So why would you even bring that? Why would you even bring that up?
Because Izaak is like, well, he's thrusting his right arm firmly into the air. It's not straight, and his hand is not flat.
Americans are all
his
Nazis.
hand has been kind of cupped, and he's sort of like arcing his arm up in like a very bizarre fashion. That's why I assumed you were trying not to do the Nazi thing.
Shut up, you big galoot.
I was still talking about Data and Geordi, which is we were talking earlier about how Geordi's always slightly taken aback whenever Data doesn't understand some human kind of thing. And so in that scene, Geordi goes, I must admit, Data, I never get used to seeing you like this. And Data goes, I do not understand. You are constantly working on similar electronic systems, yet their appearances do not disturb you. Didn't it look like Geordi was like a little like, what?
Yeah.
A little like, what?
It's like they don't have hair.
It's like, what?
Yeah,
What?
exactly.
He was like, what?
They don't have a golden penis.
Like he was like surprised that Data would say that Data wouldn't understand that he's like a different thing. But then he says to Data, he says, you're not just another. he says you're not just another electronic system.
Yeah.
Trying to say that Data's special, but Data's response actually pointed out that Geordi was actually kind of fucked up when he said that, because Data says, thank you, nor are you just another biological organism. Kind of like saying like, oh, so you think like all electronic systems are inferior except for me? Just because Data's basically
that shows Data has feelings.
Because Data's basically saying like, oh yeah, normally I think biological organisms are shit, but you're one of the good ones. You
Pile
know?
of fat and sinew.
So Geordi's Data's pointing out that Geordi is a machinist or an electronicist or whatever you call it.
I know what you're trying to say, Dan, but unfortunately, the term machinist is already taken. Because of Geordi's beard?
That floozy.
Geordi's beard has made him more alpha and aggressive.
His half
And he's
beard.
taking it out on Data.
They don't address it directly in this episode, but my impression because Geordi asks Data, Geordi's like, something's wrong with your fucking face. And are you trying to grow a beard again? Geordi's like, yeah, what do you think? And the thing is, like, I don't know if you all recall, it was an episode we didn't, no, actually, I think it was just an episode I was just watching for fun, not for professional podcast reasons. I was watching some TNG episode. There's an episode, early episode where Data grows a beard, like a silly beard. And everyone fucking makes fun of him for it. Geordi and Deanna are like straight up laughing in his face about it.
Oh my god!
And I think when Geordi asked him about the beard this time, I think for the hardcore fans are like, Data's response is like, fuck you, man. You laughed at when I tried to fucking do a beard. You trying to fucking grow a beard.
I find it difficult to predict how long facial hair is going to. He was somehow in Data language trying to say Geordi can't grow a beard, I think.
He was, it was a bless your heart moment.
Yeah, it was a bless your heart moment.
From Data.
Did you catch that he made, speaking of Data, this is kind of a side quest, he had Feline Supplement 147, means he made 146 others of these things.
Mm-hmm. He's all about that.
He can't figure out what Spot will eat.
I think that making Data a cat dad was a brilliant move by whichever. I can't recall
He's right.
when Spot first appears or is first referenced, but this repeated going back to kind of the joke of where cats kind of own their owners sort of thing. And doing that with Data is hilarious because it's to the extreme. And they do it again here where he's acting as if he owns the cat, but like clearly he, you know.
But that one scene is just ridiculous where the cat keeps jumping in his lap, and I'm it's like, what the fuck am I watching?
You are disrupting my ability to work.
Like this is like another where it's like they're almost like just doing a spoof of themselves.
I want to know how they trained that cat to jump back up so quickly.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Like, how do you train cats to? But it's funny that Data's like saying things like,
You are disrupting my ability to work.
and like
Perhaps hunger will compel you to try it again.
That's like a threat.
Just like Geordi should know that Data is not going to understand human things as well, Data should understand that cats don't understand him. But I know that that's the joke. I get that's the joke. That's the whole joke. I know. I don't want to ruin the joke.
By the way, a little behind the scenes, because Dan, you were asking, because I was curious too. You were asking how they got the cat to do that. The trick, as it turns out,
did you shove something up its butt?
No, I thought maybe like a Mr. Ed type thing, like where they no. They have
put peanut butter on
No, they had like 45 different cats.
Oh.
And each cat was trained to do one thing.
Okay.
And so they just had to keep bringing in cats. There's cat after cat after cat.
So they literally had to herd cats at one point.
No, I mean the cats were like in cages, but you know how like in like an old movie where people do like a fire line, like a bucket line, where you get line up all the people and they're just like carrying the buckets along. They had like all the crew,
line of cats.
which is like all these cat carriers are just being like carted through, and then like that's how they hey, Hollywood magic. What do you know?
Is that so?
That's how they made it work.
Is that so?
It also doesn't have at the end, no animals were harmed in the filming of this episode.
Oh yeah. So they got one through one cat and just
grind them up.
Just grind them up to help feed the other cats.
That's how you get Matt Cat disease.
On the surface, this could be Worf's redemption as a good dad. You could submit this as evidence of him being a good dad. However, I'd like to also pose, Worf tries to avoid going, and at the end, he says, "We'll do it again," which we never do.
We never see it again.
Which is worse.
Right.
Trying to avoid hanging out with the kid or promising that we'll do it again.
With the added thing that you have that little thing that's it's cute where Worf puts on the hat and looks in the mirror, and then as you note, Isaac, when you know that this is never referenced again, you're like, Worf is like cool with the hat. He likes this. He had fun. He went back.
Right. We're in law
He went
enforcement.
back. He just went back without Alexander.
Right.
If you ask me, I think Worf was spending lots of time in that Western thing, but he wasn't telling.
Because typically he just goes to fight monsters in the holodeck for training. It's like not for fun. It's just for whooping ass.
Well, and a real, very brief note to reference something that you all mentioned earlier, that Picard was cool with Geordi and Data doing their quote unquote work. I mean, I guess it was like a little side hobby, but it was still like work.
Right.
And I was thinking, oh yeah, maybe Captain Picard, you could say, okay, well, he was like, Worf, you don't need to like do go have fun. Not sort of understanding. It's like Chief O'Brien or Scotty.
Exactly.
Like for them,
Chief O'Brien.
Like fun is fixing something. Like Worf doing the scheduling or the training
He's
or
still
whatever.
ops.
That's like that is the same. That's the equivalent of what Geordi and Data were doing in terms of like, this is a fun little side project that's not pressing, but like as something I wanted to do.
Yeah, but I
Pretty
mean,
much.
yeah, but it's still something that involved like the ship posed much more risk to the ship than anything Worf was doing.
Well, yeah, no, that's right. True. I'm just saying it's kind of funny that because I didn't even think about your point because I didn't make that connection. But you're right that everyone else is like, oh, we're having whatever, when we do this stuff, and then he's like, no, Worf, you've got to go play.
So did Worf not? Did he want to work because A, he didn't want to go to the holodeck, or B, because he hates his son?
Good question.
Both.
I think
B.
both.
B, yeah.
Definitely be.
More B.
It was a bit like an episode where you try to make excuses not to hang out with Luoxana.
Yeah.
He was like, I can do this, John Luke. And he's like, no, I don't need that.
Yeah.
Okay, how about I do this instead? No,
He's a
don't need that.
bad dad.
Yeah, and then like Alexander's all like, "What are you saying?" He's like, "He said it was fine."
Yeah, right. He all like slumps into the chair and all like, oh.
And some of this is, I guess it's a sign of the times or something. This is, look, people have made fun of like the Worf bad dad thing forever, and we will continue to discuss it. It's worth discussing. And I don't know because, I was watching this. I was pretty young when I was watching this. But as you get older, I'm a father. you're like,
I am too.
You're like, it used to be like, oh man, Worf is like, he's just uncomfortable and he didn't know he had a son. And it just is kind of like, whatever. Nowadays, I'm like, man, what a piece of fucking shit, man. Like, you don't gotta be like the best dad in the world, but come on.
Let's go to the holodeck, you asshole.
Yeah, right. He's on the same fucking ship
Just
as
spend
you.
a couple hours with your kid. It's like a couple hours.
Fucking big deal. He looks up to you. Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway.
He can't be trusted.
I'm gonna run some tests.
To go a bit further, the writing could have been instead, I don't want to do these training schedules today, Captain. I would like to hang out with my son instead.
Yeah.
Take up just as much dialogue and set up the episode.
Very well stated. I didn't even consider that, but you're 100% correct, Isaac. The plot would be almost identical. They were making a point to say Worf is a piece of shit. Like that. We have to understand the intended plot of this episode is Worf sucks.
He's my number one dad.
All right, we've got to take a break. And when we get back, I forgot to ask Dan if he's got any bits. I forgot to ask Isaac. Who knows?
Dan's got bits.
Isaac might have some bits. So we'll sort that out when we get back from the break, which will be momentarily as soon as I say the words. We'll be right back.
I wouldn't walk out that door if I was you, Sheriff.
You will come with me.
Is that a cum joke?
No.
Bukkake?
I don't know cum jokes since we did that Enterprise episode.
Dan doesn't do cum jokes.
I don't.
Dan takes
That's
cum.
a Patrick thing.
I do poop jokes.
Dan takes cum.
Poo and pee pee.
Dan takes cum very seriously.
I take cum. I take cum.
It's not
period.
a joke.
Dan takes cum. Period.
And we're back.
Howdy, Sheriff.
Howdy, Commander.
Again.
Computer, stop playback.
Yeah, and change the clarinet to an oboe.
Oh yeah.
An interesting choice.
Yeah.
This
It
does.
sort of blends better with the flute.
Change the clarinet to an oboe.
This does bring up. I don't want to. I don't have to have a lengthy conversation here, but I was. And in fact, we can guarantee we won't have a lengthy conversation on this topic I'm about to introduce because Dan will make sure of it. However, in the day and age we live in now, much removed from this time period in the early 1990s, we're dealing with all this AI stuff. And
I am a robot, but I talk like people. I am an AI machine.
People say that I am a robot.
That would be better. I think the issue people have is that the AI machines don't sound like that.
I am not a person, but I talk like one.
But when you look online on in the Star Trek fandom specifically, to keep it kind of in the Star Trek context, this debate about the emergence of this new technology, it is very interesting to see the wrestling between the desire that many people have had for some people, for most, if not all of their lives, for something like a holodeck or something like Picard is doing here, where he's talking to the computer. He's doing he's practice. He wants to practice his thing. He's just asking the computer to, change some instruments around, add some stuff, whatever. Right. And you watch it and it's like, wow, this is great. But then, of course, there's the flip side of it is like, okay, well, if the AI can is kind of starting to be able to do that stuff, but at sort of at what cost? At where is it getting the information it is to do that? How is it?
Where would I stay?
Affecting creativity. Again,
I don't get it.
We don't have time for or the inclination. We're not the right podcast necessarily to have a deep conversation about this topic. But I did think it was worth bringing up because it did come to mind when Picard is sitting there, and I was like, wow, this is the first time I was kind of thinking of it in slightly different terms as opposed to just taking it for granted that that's what's cool about Star Trek is you can just have the computer do all sorts of crazy stuff.
I used to think it was ridiculous that you could just talk to a computer and it would just know what you were saying. Yeah. And that's
computer.
Yeah, I was like, that's crazy.
Although it still is funny because it's like it gets it wrong half the time. I'm not even talking about the AI. I'm just talking about like the Google Home or the Series or whatever.
Oh, now isn't that a shame?
That would be a good.
Like when you try to record something and like broadcast it upstairs to tell your kids to like be quiet. Like,
yeah, I do like that feature.
Sometimes it doesn't work though, and it's all
It is highly unstable.
It is highly unstable. Now we'll probably get there one day, but again, at what cost? All right, so
Nothing.
I'm going to ask
Nothing at all, Mr. Hollander.
Before we continue, before we continue. I just want to ask both Dan and Izaak. We'll start with Izaak. Izaak, did you have any? I know you know we didn't ask you to bring along any goofs or gags or anything like that, but I did. I forgot to ask before we recorded. Do you have any goofs or gags that you wanted to bring up?
Potentially got a little game that I reckon will be up Jesse's alley.
Okay.
All right.
All right. That's something to look forward to. And how about you, Dan? We like to call them Dan's Bits, which is a play on your last name.
Yep, it sure is,
Yeah.
Patrick. Thanks for pointing that out.
Just in case people didn't understand that.
I have
Dan's your last name?
Yeah.
Actually, Dan is my middle name.
Dan is his middle name.
Daniel.
Yeah, that's a little bit of
Dan trivia. Dan lore.
Podcasting lore. Dan goes by his middle name.
Yeah, my real name is John.
Whereas Jesse and I, we go by
That's our first name.
First names. What's your middle name, Jesse? Or are you
Joseph?
Oh, that's right. I wasn't sure if you were one of the people who refuses to. Sometimes people refuse to say what they're.
No, I think it's weird that my name is Joseph.
Yeah. Well, my middle name is.
It was my great grandfather's name.
My middle name is Christopher.
Yeah.
Such an interesting conversation.
It really is, isn't it? We're white people.
Yeah.
Named Joseph and Christopher.
Patty Christopher Ireland. That's my name.
So,
it is Patty Christopher Ireland. Well, Patrick. Anyway, sorry, Dan. The floor is yours.
Ask me a question. I figured I'd have a chance to answer the question.
Wow, okay.
It's fine.
What were you thinking?
I don't know.
This is episode 338.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Of the It's Got Started
So
podcast.
much content.
Dan's Bits.
Lists. I don't have any for real serious lists. I have I have 2 3-point lists and a 2-point list. So are those lists? I don't know.
A 2-point list.
They're little lists. It's
I'd
like
have-
one you can put them together.
I'd have to consult. The 3 points definitely is. I'm happy to say that's a list.
You got a duty or no duty?
And
It's got list in the title. It's a list.
What?
You said it's a 2-point list, so it's a list.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I argued that, but then
I'm fine. I'm fine accepting that. I'm just saying I'm comfortable 100% defending the 3-point thing as a list. I would if you're holding my feet to the fire, Dan.
This human is full of words.
2-point list. I'm down with that too. I'm totally down with that.
in the past, Patrick has given me shit about 2-point lists. You're like, I don't know if that's a list.
I don't know. It's outside of my ken. It's outside of my ken.
There's duty or no duties, and I'm going to bring back an oldie, but oldie, not necessarily goodie.
Moldy.
Dampener versus damper.
Yes.
A common thing on TNG in particular.
Yeah.
I know
'Cause
all the shows have it, but
Yeah.
yeah. What was it, Jesse? What were we going to say?
Well, I was going to elaborate on that, but I'll save it for the discussion.
Well, do we want to do dampener versus damper?
I think we should just do it right
mean,
now.
because I was watching with captions and it said damper.
Well-
it was not dampener.
Well, then why play the sound?
Okay.
Oh fuck.
You've ruined the game. No, I don't think he's ruined the game, Jan, because I don't necessarily always agree with the captions because the captions, especially these days, are more and more being written by AI. And what's weird is I was like, okay, it sucks. If it works, it's great. If it sucks, it's not great. But I figured it was only going to be on like new shows, like new shows that come out on Netflix that they got to put it in 100 different languages. But apparently,
The new Star Trek shows.
Y'all
I don't
must
think
be
they
mistaken.
But apparently, some of these services are actually using AI to redo old captions. I don't know why.
It seems like the old stuff. Yeah.
And
I cannot explain.
I can't vouch for this, but I read a couple articles where people are saying not only are they redoing old captions, they're doing weird things where it's like it's not a direct caption. It's sort of like summarizing the line. I don't know.
Or if they're speaking with a British accent, it uses a British spelling.
Yeah.
I noticed that.
Oh, okay. Like color,
Yes, or flavor.
flavor. All right. So Dan, play the.
You guys have a transcription for your show too.
Yeah, well, we do. The AI does a transcription that we use to feed into Dan's algorithm to select episodes. But you know what? I never actually looked too closely at that transcription these days. And I'm not 100% sure if it's an AI transcription or not, because the service has been doing that for
Well, I'll think about it and let you know.
a while. Anyway.
Past tense.
Yeah, past tense. That's right. Past tense. That's like Grayson's always Grayson's always trying to get us to do parallels, right? And I'm totally down to do parallels. And maybe if we say parallels enough, parallels past tense.
That should.
It sounds like an intriguing experiment. I'll be interested to see the results.
Dan. Now this is just off the top of my head, and I'm not trying to derail things here. I think you might like this.
Yes.
I think you might like this idea. How about at some point maybe we do a theme month, and the theme month is we do whatever episode your algorithm says, even if we've done the episode before. What do you think of that?
You got it, partner.
All right.
I thought Dan might like that,
So,
change it up
Patrick wants to do past tense for a month.
Yeah, right. But only part two. Part two.
That's right. That's
not
right.
the first one.
I forgot about that. Yeah, your algorithm was always like that. You don't need to bother with the setup. You don't need that setup. You need just the second part where like shit goes down. All right. So
What do you want?
Damper versus dampener. Star Trek fans.
Okay, let's do it.
Unless you're brand new to this, you're familiar. You're familiar with this old yarn. This goes way back. It's pre-Usenet, I'm sure. This debate between damper and dampener, and
Way
both were
before.
used. Michael Akuda, he chimed in once on social media to our account, so that means we're famous now.
Right, dude.
Really?
Talking about this, unfortunately I forget which side he fell on.
Yeah.
Remember that? Before you go further, Dan, Izaak, what's your opinion? Are you a damper person or are you a dampener person?
I'm a dampener person because I feel like the actual concept is about making it less.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, dampener makes more sense.
I
The other
agree.
one seems to be more like putting a blanket on something.
Yes, I agree.
I do not understand.
I don't understand this.
Dampener feels to me more action oriented. More
Yes.
go out there and do something.
Like the pedal on the piano that dampeners it.
I find it extremely difficult
I
to predict
can't-
what you will find acceptable.
I can't relate to Jesse's analogy because I do not know how to play the piano.
But that's what they call it, isn't it? A dampener pedal?
I believe you.
Dan might back me up on this.
You and Dan are proper musicians.
Well,
You work in a music
Dan
store.
is.
You work in a music store.
yes.
And you sling music and you toss
slang it.
you
I
toss,
slang it.
toss instruments around. So,
What instrument are we talking about?
the piano.
The piano.
Oh God. So I've known Dan since he was like, what, 14?
Earlier than that.
Whoa, way before.
And
that.
I don't understand how I forget. But sometimes like Dan will say something, I was like, oh, is Dan suddenly stupid?
No, he's fucking with you.
Dan's like one of the most clever people I know, but like he just said something really stupid. And I react. I was like, oh my God, Dan, did you say something stupid? And then I'm like, oh no.
Y'all must be mistaken.
It's a gag.
Yes.
Why would I fall for that?
He's turned the tables. on you.
Psychologically, I must want to fall for it. I want to participate. I want to. It's like like when you want to see Usual Suspects for the first time again, or something like that. Whatever that might be. It's like I want to meet Dan again for the first time.
Is that
So
the Kaiser Soze?
yeah, it's the Kaiser Soze. So my mind just like blanks out sometimes, so I can appreciate Dan from a for lack of a better term, a virgin perspective.
We got him, Jefe.
Now all of that made me distracted. Did you ever play the damper?
No, because I've
sounds?
been waiting for you guys to let me to play the sound. But you guys keep going on to some other conversation
Well, I
about
wanted to,
things.
I
I've
wanted to
got a
ask.
lot of words in my mouth.
Wanted to ask
Family
Isaac.
names.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Isaac about his thoughts, and so now we got him. We're good to go. All right.
We're good?
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Thanks, Agamus! Okay. Dampener versus damper.
I will perform a routine maintenance check on the starboard inertial damping system.
And?
Dampers online. Maintenance check in progress.
Dampening, damping, and damper.
Yeah, there was no N in it, either one of them.
And they did both forms.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't like you.
No.
That legitimately caught me off guard.
Senor Frank!
It's now a good time.
How do you feel about Brent Spiner going,
Senor Frank!
Yeah. There's a couple things in this episode. Look, I get it. And I think the debate about doing accents is complicated. I'm definitely in favor of, we should avoid any sort of offense. And I think that's the easiest thing to do is, to not have people do comical.
That was just that one character,
accents.
yeah.
However, the problem is this is kind of a multi-layered thing, and this is a question I have for you three. Look, Brent Spiner doing it is a one-time thing. It
couldn't be finer than Brent Spiner.
It's meant to be campy. Okay, that's one thing. I'm not certain that the actor who Brent Spiner takes over. Like, I'm not 100% sure that guy's like a Latin guy. Guys, I don't know. He kind of looks like more Italian to me or something. I don't know. I don't want to get like.
Maybe I could look that up.
Yeah.
You're a very funny man, Senor Eli.
I was nervous about that, and then even if the actor is of Latin descent, the accent is, I don't know. It's a little bit on the.
So it feels a little exaggerated.
It's on the.
His name is Jorge.
All right, well,
Cervera.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, this is a complicated debate where it's like, is it okay for the comical accent if the fellow's first name is, if the actor's first name is Jorge?
Well,
right, exactly.
Camille Nanjiani would talk about how he'd get interviews and they'd say, like, can you just be more, you know?
More. They wouldn't say more Pakistani. They would just say more. And the reason they didn't say more Pakistani is because they didn't know that he was Pakistani. They just knew he was something.
They wanted him to, like, play an Indian person and have an Indian accent, basically.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And so you never,
Well, I can't recall if we've ever brought it up on the podcast proper, but it's certainly something we've mentioned before, that the film Big Trouble in Little China, which
you've brought this up.
We've
before.
talked about it a bunch.
Many people, I know we talked about it a bunch. I just can't remember it was on the podcast. But real briefly, real briefly, there are many people who look at Big Trouble in Little China and they'll accuse it of being this really kind of archaic, racist, stereotypical film. But then when you talk to Asian Americans, many Asian Americans are really huge fans of that film because it actually is one of, if not the first movies that let all the actors use their actual accent.
Oh.
So they hired a number of Asian actors, people of Asian heritage, and they spoke with an American accent. They spoke with an American accent. They spoke with a Chinese accent or Japanese, whatever. They just used their normal speaking accent.
They didn't use Italian guys as Asian.
Exactly, which was groundbreaking. Both hiring actual people who represent the characters they're trying to represent and letting them speak in whatever way was normal, whether they had a Valley Girl accent or a very thick accent from
actual
overseas.
Asia.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just another thing that stands out in this where you're like, okay, they're doing that. They're like, this is the funny Western. And so you got to have the goofy Mexican fella and being all extra Mexican. So it was funny, but also
That don't sound like a bright idea.
Yeah, in the not so funny,
not so
funny way.
Real bad, Paul.
Right
well,
on.
speaking of being offensive, the holodeck was kind of offensive to Worf.
Was you born that way? Or did your mama marry an armadillo?
Right.
Like, that's fucked up.
Are you part armadillo? That's fucking racist.
That's messed up. It's like you're just going to have some fun on the holodeck, and this holodeck character makes fun of your species.
I know, right?
And it's unusual because normally the holodeck characters can't tell.
So why
that you're
wouldn't
an alien
you
or
fucking clock that guy?
Yeah.
Right. So if I went on the holodeck and started making comments on my appearance, like that's not cool. Making fun of the ridges on his head.
That is really messed up.
Like it's what are you, the Cardi Spoonheads? What was that?
The Cardi Spoonheads.
Same difference.
I don't like that term. Is really it's effective. The writer came up with a good term because
pretty hilarious.
I kind of don't like saying it.
No,
it makes me a little uncomfortable.
It sounds bad.
Yeah.
Makes you sound silly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you also didn't like
Rock the Gino, extra sweet. Macabre bread, no crust.
You don't like macabre bread.
The Spoonheads is worse.
I wish I could try some macabre bread.
I'm into trying macabre
like French
bread.
toast.
Yeah.
I feel it's like a
It's like biscotti.
I feel like it's a thin brioche.
Like a thin brioche?
Yeah.
It seems like it's like a biscotti or something. It's coming with like a...
Why are we singing?
Whoops, I didn't mean to... That was an accident.
That was an accidental sound clip name.
I don't think that was an accident.
In every Western I've ever read, the villains always break their word. The villains always break their word. In every Western I've ever read, the villains always break their word. This is the ancient West.
Nightbird.
Was that like a limerick or something? Like how'd you manage that?
I'm awesome.
Play Nightbird.
You are.
Thank you, Ms. Thank you, Ms. Thank you, Ms. Thank you, Ms.
All right. So
not fun.
It is very fun.
It's fun. That's a beat. That's how beats work.
You're a fun fella.
You repeat them.
Yes, and Dan again over.
That's how beats are defined as repetitious.
These many hundreds of episodes we produced, you have identified so many interesting, clever, potential beats.
Mm-hmm.
Now you or
now you're gonna get beat,
or somebody's got to take that extra step and rearrange them into and make like a EDM techno or whatever the kids are calling it these days song. Take a bunch of Molly or MDMA, ecstasy. We used to call it ecstasy, and then they called it Molly. They call it something else now. I can't remember.
We should
Hoo-ha.
get some cells.
They call it hoo-ha.
Hoo-ha. Hoo-ha. Yes.
Maybe we could get some Klingon fire wine. What's this Klingon fire wine? Have they ever talked about fire wine since?
No, I thought it was blood wine.
Yeah, I thought they were with the blood wine. They do the old joke of like, oh, we don't have that European stuff. It's like from it's alien stuff's always from Europe. The Coneheads were from France.
I know, right?
Although a lot of it was silly.
And remember, Data's a Frenchman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or what? There was that one episode he was from Brazil.
Because he's a nut.
This whole episode is, of course, very goofy, but
that one of my lists was only 3 point. It was only a 3-point list of silly things. I'm sure there's many more silly things. There are many more silly things.
I want to do the Dan's list of silly things, and then I want to do Isaac's game.
Oh yes, Isaac's game. Yes.
Yeah. I just to go off of the previous conversation, which I don't really remember the conversation, but I do remember the comment I was going to make. So to the audience, it'll probably make sense. Which is that as silly and ridiculous as a lot of this episode was, they were having fun playing in this Western environment, and the actors were they were doing a good job. I liked the bad guy, whatever.
Data Frank?
Yeah.
Senor Frank?
No, before the actor before he became Brent Spiner, the kid.
Right,
that
guy.
Eli? Yeah, it was fun, and you get to see a few variations on that. That was a good time. Of course, the sets were obviously sets, but in a way that
Don't
made
twitch
it
a whisker, Sheriff.
ironically more realistic.
Unless you want to shave.
It looked like
it looked like a TV show,
but it was like part of the set. You could tell that it was just a front of the building. Like it was just like it looked like the fucking Renaissance Festival.
Well, okay, so that is true, but I will say that as silly as this episode was, I did feel immersed in the set, even though they were only showing the front of the buildings. It was only the front. I felt pretty immersed, and I thought it looked pretty good. Although when they were zooming out, I don't know what was behind that shit, but I swear that was like a palm tree.
There
or
was
something.
palm trees.
It was like a palm tree, and like a parking lot.
There was some like hot weather trees,
and there was I think it was a parking lot.
I didn't see
there.
the parking lot, but I believe it.
I think
it was just like a regular like Star Trek set.
It was So I feel like if that wasn't there, it would have been better. But I liked that. When they were meeting around the corner, I thought this set looked pretty cool, even though you knew it was fake. I thought it looked pretty good.
Production value, I thought, was overall
visually it was very nice,
pretty solid. The costumes were
like
good.
Back where the palm tree was. If you look past beyond it, I can't tell what that area is back there, but it kind of looks a little parking lot-y.
Tricky.
Isaac, you seeing all this these hand motions and stuff that Dan does?
He's like a puppeteer, this fella.
Yeah, I mean, and Isaac can't even see all of it because the zoom window is constrictive. But
he's got tingly fingers.
Oh, now isn't that a shame?
Tingly fingers.
Do you have the recording? I'm hoping you do, but you may not. I'm kind of curious about this. When Troy is all like Data, and he's all like, what? Like what?
Like when Bobby's like, "Hey, Dad.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Dad.
That's my purse. I don't know
I don't know you.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, exactly. It's like the trip is not as good as the trip wet, but it's like the trip wet.
What?
I figure you might.
What?
You might add.
Nor are you just another biological organism.
Whoops, that was the wrong one.
What?
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 Texas.
What?
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 Wow. They're spaced too far apart. I've got to put them close together.
All right. Okay, Dan. What's the 3-point list? 3-point list. What's this 3-point list?
A 3-point list?
Yeah.
Well, I've got a couple of them.
Yeah, but you had a
I
specific...
thought we were doing Isaac's game.
I thought okay. We'll do Isaac's game, and then we'll do the 3-point list. All right, Isaac.
What?
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 Once Dan stops playing sound effects.
What?
Feel free.
What?
Okay.
Feel free to take the floor.
Okay, sorry.
So I was doing a little research after announcing I had a game to see if I was actually right, and I'm not.
Okay.
So the game isn't which actress in this episode was in Seinfeld. It's which actress am I reminded of from Seinfeld.
Oh boy.
This episode.
Okay. Well, there weren't that many actresses in this episode, so I got to say it's got to be.
We're
Annie.
using the term actress because this is a 1990 show. So, Jesse, what are your thoughts? Because I'm not. I loved Seinfeld, but I'm not as acutely familiar with the IMDb of Seinfeld. So which actress do you think
Well, it must have been
reminds Izaak of an actress?
It must have been
an actor. Who
It must
was
have been
on,
Annie because she was the only other person other than
who
that was a woman, right?
Which
Yeah,
one?
so Dan's right. It is the bar hop.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What I need to know is which actress in Seinfeld she reminds me of.
All right.
Oh boy.
All right.
That's a harder question.
Character,
Not Elaine.
No, not Elaine.
no, it's a one and done. Like this person's in like an episode.
Like one of the waitresses from the diner or something.
Or was it somebody that Jerry dated? Was it one of Jerry's love interests?
No one dated this person.
Oh.
The actor's name is Joy Garrett.
I found that.
Like Mrs. Garrett.
It's not in Seinfeld.
No, it's not.
Well,
there's an episode of Seinfeld where George accuses someone of wearing a wig. He's at Rick Barr's property's 10-year anniversary, and he goes, "Leave this chair, or I'll tell people about the wig." And she goes, "What wig?" And he goes, "One." And she gets up.
Proving that she has the wig.
Yeah,
I don't remember that
so
episode.
that actress has a lot of similar characteristics as this bar hop.
I like this game.
Right on.
Who does this kind of remind me of? Well, I think we give up. We don't know the name of the actor. What's her name?
The actor in Seinfeld.
I mean, we know the character.
Too, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, Izaak didn't look it up.
So Christina Miller.
Christina Miller. All right.
Well, Joy Garrett, interestingly enough, who was in this episode of Fistful of Datas, she was in a show that I used to watch called Sidekicks with
Oh,
you remember Sidekicks?
With Ernie Reyes Jr.?
Ernie Reyes Jr.
Hell
yeah,
dude.
and like
I watched that shit.
And like that
Was
always
it a
that always gets
kickboxing or something?
that always gets
Karate.
That always gets mixed up with the movie Sidekicks with Chuck Norris.
Yes.
With the kid from Sequest.
Yes.
My dad was briefly Chuck Norris's lawyer.
Cool. And then so Sidekicks was this show where Ernie Reyes Jr. played like the last Electric Knight or something.
Ernie Reyes Jr.
I'm talking.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Let me explain
All right.
Sidekicks.
All right, I understand.
God damn it.
This is what I understand now.
I'm saying a thing about Sidekicks.
Yes, and we're going to let you conclude that.
I'm going to let him finish because
I'm excited because you mentioned Ernie Reyes Jr., but I'm gonna cede the floor to you, Dan.
So Sidekicks was this thing where Ernie Reyes Jr. is this kid that could do all these awesome like martial arts stuff, and he was like the last Electric Knight. And wouldn't he like every episode at the end he'd get all pumped up? And he would do some pumped up shit. Like one time he was like he would like climb up a wall or do some crazy shit, and he would summon some shit, and it was just he was all
Shinto.
Wasn't he one of the Ninja Turtles? Like in one of the Ninja Turtle suits?
I believe so.
That's what I wanted to bring
And
up.
he was also Kino in Ninja Turtles too.
Yes.
But he was in one of the suits in the other one.
Yes, and I was going to say our pal Izaak here is very familiar with the TMNT universe, and he can confirm for us. Was Ernie Reyes Jr. Was he in Donatello, or I can't remember which suit he was in. I don't know if you happen to know.
I think it was Donatello.
It may have been Donatello. In the first movie, the best movie, he was in the suit, and then in the second movie, he played the pizza delivery
Kino
person.
Yeah, he was Donatello. Yeah. It says Donatello.
I'm glad I remembered that correctly, even though I didn't remember the conversation we had 5 minutes ago.
So the Joy Garrett was in Sidekicks.
Yeah, Joy Garrett was the one
I just looked it up.
That's what I just said.
That's why Dan brought it up.
Why do you think I brought it up?
Yeah.
And apparently she died only a couple of months after this episode.
Oh, that's
right.
It's always upsetting when you see that, and I've a couple times recently I've been looking up actors, and it's like, oh yeah, they totally died after like a week after this, and it's like, oh man,
bummer, dude.
1993.
What if we sidestep to the other actor that played Annie in this episode of Star Trek?
The other act,
Brent Spiner.
We haven't really talked about the joke at the end of the episode that Brent Spiner is a girl.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I actually
I didn't really feel like that aged very well.
Wait.
You're as handy with a shooting iron as you are with a woman's heart.
And Worf keeps going like, and program. like, oh no. I'm gonna say it's because Worf was just weirded out because it was Data, not because it was like,
of course,
Data and drag or whatever.
Well, sure. I think if this episode were made more recently, it would have ended with Worf would have had to sleep with the character in order to end the program, because presumably they were kind of like hinting that that's the only way the program would end. Like that's the true ending of the program, but they chickened out.
That's the other thing they did in this episode. I forgot to mention. They did the thing where, in order to get out of the program, where the safety protocols failed, they have to beat the game.
And not only that, it's like they just state that, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, obviously that's the case."
You have to beat the game. And I know they bring this up every time, but really, why are the safety protocols in the holodeck always the first thing to go whenever something? There was nothing that happened in this that would cause the safety protocols to go out. It's like, okay, Data invades the system, and the safety protocols go away.
But you know, it was funny. Like
why did they go away?
Like all Worf said was like the safety protocols have failed or whatever he said, and but he got shot. Like, he didn't say like I got shot, and he didn't give a shit that he got shot. Like,
it's kind of awesome.
He was just like,
I think what happened before he even jumped into the holodeck.
All right, so
I think Patrick's point's important though. Like if Data and Worf had to sleep with each other, and the holodeck safeties are off, that could result in impregnation.
Absolutely, and
holopregnation.
Holograms.
Holograms. And there's probably a little bit more we can talk about that in a bit. But first, we need to take a break. So let's do that. And when we come back, we will have Where the Hell Have I Heard That Before? We'll have some more stuff from Dan, some more lists and stuff. And we will conclude our discussion of fisting of datas. Be right back.
Computer freeze program.
Interface deactivated.
And we're back.
Come. Please proceed.
Now, Dan.
Mm-hmm. What?
You assure me.
Yes, sir.
That you weren't making a cum joke, an ejaculation.
Oh no,
joke with the
he would never do that.
With the Picard cum.
Yes.
Dan's been getting mad at me because we did the Enterprise episode Vox Sola, which is
yes,
it's just full of semen. It's a very bizarre episode. Great podcast.
Is that so?
Great podcast.
Is that so?
But Dan's just like, it's too much cum talk. But then he plays.
Let's hope it's enough.
He plays Picard saying, what was it? Picard saying cum twice? Can you do it again? Just do it again.
Come. Please proceed.
Because he said it a lot in this episode, and there were humorous moments.
Okay, all right.
That's
just what he says when people knock on his door, man.
What you're doing right now, Patrick, is you're trying to make your problem my problem. And this is not my problem. This is your problem.
What is the problem, man?
I'm not trying to.
He's got cum on the brain.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't think there's anything wrong with cum.
Doesn't everybody?
But isn't it Picard?
Yeah.
It's not you guys. This is Picard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Picard's the one saying cum.
But he thinks I chose it because I'm just like all cum heavy or something. I don't know.
Cum heavy.
I don't like that term.
It sounds bad.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna get back to talking about the Fistful of Datas in a moment, but first, we have to do our weekly game of Where the Hell Have I Heard That Before, where we select a sound clip from somewhere in the Star Trek universe, play it for the audience, and the audience sends in their guesses, and then we talk about it the next week. So
it's the best part.
All right. What Dan has played is a very, if you're not aware, a very upsetting clip from Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank Redemption has many upsetting parts. That is the most upsetting thing. Hands down.
Sorry about that.
No worries. I like it. It's just, I'm just pointing that out. Okay. So, where the hell have I heard that before? Dan, if you wouldn't mind, could you play last week's clip for the audience?
I'd be happy to, Patrick.
All right.
Oh, right.
Surprise.
Perfect. You played that so nicely.
I did a good job.
Sounded really nice.
I did a really good job.
You did a very nice job. Okay, so that was the clip we played last week. Now, I always give Dan, Jesse, and of course, this week we'll give first dibs to our guest Izaak here to offer their own guesses. I haven't told them what the answer is. They might have sussed it out one way or the other, but and they'll tell us if they cheat. Jesse occasionally cheats and then admits it. Izaak, do you have a guess about that sound clip from last week? Where the hell have you heard that before?
That's not what the game's called.
So this game's getting like a reputation of trickery.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to guess that it's from a Fistful of Datas.
Oh, you're going to guess that it's from a Fistful of Datas.
Because like he said, this game has a history of trickery.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Izaak. You're very clever there because I've
Because I'm right?
because I'll tell you right now, that the guess is incorrect, but I'm going to give you lots of credit, some imaginary points, because I have thought of that exact idea. I just haven't been able to work it. The right episode hasn't come around yet. So
It's just a crazy idea.
little spoiler here. If folks are trying to guess future trickery, that may be that's something you should consider. I may pick a clip from the episode we're discussing that week.
Commander, what are you doing?
And this is a good time to remind folks. Look, I like picking these clips. However, I also welcome suggestions from the audience, and we've had a number of suggestions.
I suggest you find a new line of work.
You can either send us the clip or
Nightbird.
you can send us the time codes. That's fine. That's sufficient. Let us know, and we'll add it to the pile of potential future clips. 10 seconds or less, ideally. But please send in your suggestions. However, we are now going to go through the guesses for last week's clip that you had just heard.
Nightbird. Nightbird.
Bird.
Bird. Night bird. Kicking bird. Night bird.
The first guess. The first guess.
You never let us guess, Patrick.
Oh, sorry. You're right.
That's okay. I don't have a guess.
Dan and Jesse.
I don't really have a guess, but it sounds like, some sort of transitional moment. Playing some music.
Surprise.
There's a transporter, or there's just music.
I like the part where it's all like, oof, 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 oof.
I got nothing.
Okay, but you're right, Dan. Please hold my feet to the fire on that one, because I do want you all to guess if you
fire burn.
Okay, so unfortunately, Isaac, your guess of a fistful of datas is incorrect, but I've
got imaginary points, though.
You get imaginary points, like a British panel show.
These are our messages.
We have an email guess from Amy, who is a regular guesser for this show.
Quite a good guess.
A very good guesser, although Amy says that this is her email. Although I don't have any idea where this week's Where the Hell Have I Heard That Before is from, I want to take a minute to apologize for upsetting Dan with my submission last week. Now, clever-eared listeners, regular listeners, will know that Dan ranted a little last week. He was saying we were being too tricky, and he was accusing me of being too tricky. I pointed out to him that Amy was the one who sent in that week's clip, and the previous week's clip was sent by Kara. And then Dan, Dan was like, everyone's trying to trick me.
He was picking a fight with you.
So Amy says, I want to take a minute to apologize for upsetting Dan with my submission last week. I promise I wasn't intentionally trying to be tricky. And in fact, one could argue that Kara's submission the week before was much more tricky than mine. My submission featured easily recognizable voices, narrowing the range of possible episodes considerably, whereas Kara's submission featured less recognizable voices, requiring one to have an extensive catalog of possibilities. Tricky indeed.
In your face.
I sincerely apologize.
Amy concludes by saying, I find myself feeling relieved to have no clue as to the answer to this week's puzzle. I can now wash my hands of the matter and go about my evening in blissful ignorance. Thank you, Amy.
Thanks, Agamus.
That's a fantastic contribution.
Absolutely.
You don't even have to have an answer, but you still participate in the game, and we have a good time.
Bonus points.
Boner points. Next,
Whatever.
Next guess, we have an email guess from Grayson, and Grayson says, "Is it the marine biologist lady from the one with the whales?" Jumping into the transporter beam so she can abandon everything she has in the world to get on a spaceship with a man who says he's from the future. Oh, that's a pretty good guess, Grayson.
That's quite a good guess.
Let's continue on before we finalize.
Well, you've already said which ones aren't right.
Yeah, but I haven't said which one's right or which one's the most right.
But I mean, you said you were like, that's wrong, and you didn't say this was wrong, so it must be right.
It's not necessarily right.
But why would you break pattern?
Well,
are you a philosopher?
Patrick still hasn't said that Brent Spiner isn't going to be on this week's episode.
Yeah, right. He's going to pop in at the end and go like, hey guys.
Listen to my new podcast. By the way, his new podcast.
I reckon.
His
new podcast with Jonathan Frakes is truly fantastic. Because you never know. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. I watch it on YouTube. I forget what it's called. I don't know. It's Brent Spiner and Jonathan Frakes. It's like they dropping names, I think is
Look it up.
Sounds delicious.
It's fun.
Nightbird.
If you're not sure which one to check out the one the one they did with the Firefly people. I think you'll enjoy that. Okay. So thank you, Grayson. We'll continue on. Dan, can you play? We have a voicemail guest from Jack Dorino.
Good evening. This is a voicemail for Pat, Daniel, and Jess. I wanted to talk to you about how Time Lord clever you all are. So it's never what you think it is, right? So it was Jillian jumping onto Kirk in Star Trek 4. However, I would assume, being you are who you are, that it must be something from Lower Decks. Maybe I'll go watch an episode. Hi, Grayson.
I like the clever thing he did. He said Pat, Daniel, and Jess.
Yeah.
Because it's Patrick, Dan, and Jesse.
Yes.
Yeah.
He added a syllable to mine, but took off two syllables from a syllable
People
from each of you.
often call me Jess.
Yeah.
That's not the point. The point is that he knows you as Jesse. Everyone knows you as Jesse. Everyone knows Patrick as Patrick. Everyone knows me as Dan. But he did a trick. He added a syllable and made it Daniel, and then he took a syllable away from. He did an inverse thing.
I observed the same thing, Dan, and was equally.
I think I messed with his name the last episode.
I was equally excited as you were, Dan. I wasn't necessarily going to mention it, but I was sort of inside. I was like, yeah, that's good.
I feel ignored.
All right. So thank you, Jack Dorino, for that guess. You think it's something from Lower Decks. All right. And then we have an email guess from Emmanuel, another frequent contributor.
Thanks, Agamus. That was for Jack.
Emmanuel says, ahoy, Dennis, Mac, and Charlie.
All right.
This week seems obvious because at first it seems like it's the mom from Seventh Heaven hugging Denny Crane while he beams up in Star Trek 4, the one with the whales. But given that in past episodes of Where the Hell Have I Heard That Before? Actually, let me do this properly. Given that in past episodes of WTHHIHTB, that clever so-and-so Patrick has played sounds from Lower Decks characters on Strange New Worlds, or Tom Riker instead of Will Riker, or other malarkey.
Yep.
I'm going to guess that Patrick has some form of portal to the multiverse, and that he has taken the sound from Star Trek 4, but in the dimension where Eddie Murphy plays the marine biologist, Gillian Taylor. I think he and Shatner's sexual chemistry would have been interesting, to say the least. That's, for folks who aren't aware, Star Trek 4, as originally written, was going to have Eddie Murphy as the whale scientist. This plot line was a little bit different, but pretty similar. That fell through. Eddie Murphy ended up doing the
That's a good idea.
The Emerald Child, or what was that?
Golden Child.
The Golden Child.
He goes,
the Ruby.
He goes, I want the lamp. I want the lamp. That was like one part in the movie. He's like spinning some thing, going like, I want the lamp.
Does he sing that?
Or does he say the knife? He goes,
party all the
knife.
time, party all the time, party all the time.
I think he says knife. He goes, I want the knife. He goes, spins this thing, goes, I want the knife.
Yeah.
It's not a good movie.
I thought it was enjoyable.
So you're saying they chose a marine biologist over a nutty professor?
Yeah, that's right.
No, the Golden Child was not a good movie, but I remember enjoying it as a kid.
I'd have to. To be fair,
no, it's not a good movie.
To be fair to the movie, I haven't seen it in, I don't know, 20, 30 years.
I don't remember enjoying it.
I'll give it a chance. I'll watch it again.
I like this thing people are doing with our names. I'm into it.
I'm into it
in
too.
a big way.
Absolutely.
Didn't Isaac start that? I think Isaac.
Yeah, I think you're responsible for this. Yeah. Jangus, Dangus, and Pangus, whatever. Thanks for that, Isaac.
Emmanuel goes on to say Eddie Murphy's 1987 film Raw is a classic, but you could be forgiven for describing his act as cool but crude. I love you, Dan.
Thanks, Agamus.
Thanks for making my Mondays so special, guys. P.S. I need to know, Data as Miss Annie in A Fistful of Datas, yes or no? So let's pin that thought, because I do want to discuss.
Cool but crude indeed.
I do want to discuss.
Thank you.
I think it's cool but rude.
I want to briefly discuss. I know we talked about Data as Miss Annie a little bit. There's one other point I want to make about that towards the end of our conversation. But just to conclude, Where the Hell Have I Heard That Before? We have our final guess, Blue Sky guess from Kara. And Kara says, where the hell have I heard that before? I get it. It took me a while to get it immediately. At first I didn't get it because I was like,
sounds delicious.
I like I was like, Kara usually writes things properly, but I was like, oh, it's an accent. Where the hell have I heard that before? This week, I'm going to guess that Jillian's glomping onto Kirk as he transports back to the ship in the one with the whales. Actually, she says, the one with the whales.
You all right?
Brilliant. Okay, so I'm going to assign the win this week to Kara.
All right.
Because it was Star Trek 4. I know a lot of people guessed it, but here's the deal. Kara is the only one who guessed Star Trek 4 without reservation, without equivocation, without fearing that I had tricked you all. I am enjoying the fact that people are so like convinced. They're like, I know what the answer is, but I'm going to assume I'm wrong. It means we're doing something
This
right.
is the hardest game ever.
So yes, that was Star Trek 4. The one with the whales. Jillian jumping onto Kirk, breaking the temporal prime directive.
Incredible.
I believe that.
Going to the future, which all makes sense because when you watch the movie, she doesn't have any friends. Her boss, boss is a piece of shit. Her only emotional attachments really are the whales, as far as we can tell.
They're eating like some weird breadsticks and some beer.
The important bit is she risks it all for Kirk and isn't in Star Trek 5 or 6.
Well, and here's the thing. One thing that's kind of awesome about the Jillian character is that there's sort of like, there's hints they play around with this potential romantic angle, but she and Kirk never actually end up do anything. And then Kirk, even at the end of the Star Trek 4, is all like, I don't even have your number. And she's like, I'm not gonna give you my number. I got some like shit to do now. She's like, I got a job. She even points at her little badge. She's like, they give me like a little fucking like badge and shit. I'm gonna deal with these whales.
They both like out teased each other.
Yeah, exactly.
We all know that sharing pizza isn't just sharing pizza.
Yeah. Sharing pizza is not just sharing pizza. Okay. Very good job, everyone. Loved all those guesses. Keep them coming. Let's play the sound clip for next week. We'll play it twice. So you can get a chance to hear it twice. I know it's a digitally recorded format and you could rewind, but being an avid podcast listener myself, why would you fucking take your phone out of your pocket to rewind it just to rehear the sound clip? So, Dan, if you could play that sound clip.
Yes, I get the idea, Mr. Forge. Thank you. Please proceed.
Good point, Dan. That's probably another one that Dan's going to keep in his favorites, specifically to target me with quite correctly on most occasions. Dan, could you play that sound clip?
Scotty, beam me up.
All right, there you go.
There you go.
Oh, damn it.
Scotty, beam me up. One more time, Dan.
Scotty, beam me up.
There you go. All right, simple as that.
Closest you get to beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah. Scotty,
dude.
Scotty's do some beaming. So send in your guesses. You can send them.
Is it a trick?
I don't know.
It's always a trick.
Send them to feedback@itsgotstartrek.com, or you can DM us. That's a direct message, as I recall. Direct message us on social media @itsgotstartrek on most of the social medias. What else can you do? You can. You can send us a voicemail.
Some stuff.
It's got Star Trek /record.
I'm not allowed to say.
Yeah. So I don't know. You can send a.
And don't forget to add your anxiety to it. I can watching Patrick as we record this. He loves hearing about everyone's anxiety picking their guess. He's so happy.
I mean, I'm not going to deny that. I couldn't deny that.
He loves the threat to my intelligence. I feel.
Not just. You notice how Dan said the threat to my intelligence, not to our intelligence or the audience's intelligence.
I know what you were being too, Patrick.
He thinks I'm targeting him. I'm not. I'm just trying to make it fun for the audience, right? We have an audience of very, very well-informed and anxiety-prone fans, but more particularly
intelligent people.
Intelligent people who have a deep knowledge of the Star Trek universe. And by the way, Dan,
You are a murderer and a thief.
I freely admit, most of these, were I to hear them, I wouldn't be able to guess a lot of them either. Anyway,
I haven't got a single.
And you saved them.
And yes, precisely. All right, so that was another fun one, I hope. So send in your guesses, and now back to our conversation about this crazy business. Dan, did you have
Commander, what are you doing?
Yeah, like when Worf says,
Commander, what are you doing?
That's when Data neck pinches him. Sounds like he's going like, stop it, guys.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, man. Don't play too rough.
That hurts, man.
Hey, man.
And I
that's not cool.
It is very excellent writing that they are showing and not telling.
Excellent.
They are demonstrating, it's an early demonstration that not only are the holodeck safeties off, but that the Data characters have the same capabilities of real Data, not just their holographic characters.
He's really fucking strong.
Because the holographic guy grabbing Worf wouldn't give a shit about that. All right, so
He's gonna hurt you.
I was trying to vamp a bit.
What are you
because Dan,
doing, dude?
Dan is.
Do you have like a sack full of cans?
Yeah, Dan's got like Mary Poppins. Dan's got one of the Mary Poppins bags that just got like
What did you say?
all sorts of shit in it, or it's like a Doctor Who TARDIS.
Some shit fell over, and I was trying to put it back on the bench, but like it was like not. The table was blocking it.
Yeah.
The height of the bench was too high, and the table was too low, and it like somehow fell, but I couldn't pull it back through. Anyways,
it's all good.
Let's just.
That's on me.
Some silly things that happened. There was many things, but there was 3 silly things that I noticed.
Okay.
I thought the hat shot when Troy shot the guy's hat off, that was silly, but I think that was intentionally silly.
Yes.
It's a trope. It's a Western
because
trope.
it's like they do the shot and you can tell some string is like pulling the hat off. But that was definitely that was okay silly because that was definitely sort of an homage to like Western.
That was
so
they were
blatantly
having
cheesy.
That was part of them having fun this episode, and I get it. It is a great vessel for Brent Spiner to have fun, for the production team to have fun, for the directors. Everyone's having fun.
Yeah.
And so they're using all these tropes and making fun gags. And I don't know, maybe it's because we're 30 years later or whatever, but 35 years later. But the problem is, it's just like, okay, like, can you
we don't care about Westerns anymore.
Or did you do the Western, but maybe do like a little variation on it. I mean, other Star Treks have done Western stuff that's been less ridiculous.
And this scene,
Senor Frank!
When he throws the gun and they do a slow-mo of him like clumsily kind of catching this gun. I thought that was kind of silly.
Again, another trope.
Yeah.
This one a little undermined because, as you said, Dan, it's not like it was elegant.
Yeah.
It's supposed to look super cool. It's the same thing when the guy's trying to like do that spinning gun thing. It's like, yeah, okay, but you didn't do it really well. Like in a movie, the guy would have been practicing, or they would have hired a special 6-shooter gun guy who does the spinning gun, and it would have looked awesome. But they just had the actor try to do it, and he's just like, oh, okay.
Now, was that when Data did that? Was that a tricorder or a phaser?
I think it was a tricorder.
Tricorder. I guess they don't.
Yeah, they don't carry phasers.
They don't carry phasers on a day-to-day, do they?
Unless you're like in the security.
I mean, if they allow anyone to wander under the bridge, I imagine they don't carry phasers.
Yeah.
The other silly thing was, and I know that this is a trope too, but it was like it's pretty silly when Worf shot Senor Hollow Data Frank. When he didn't shoot him, he shot his gun away, which is a trope. But like, he's a hologram, so why would he?
Hologram?
Why would he try to shoot his gun away? Why wouldn't he just blast him in the face? You know,
because it's cool.
I know it's silly. Yeah. But as I said, these aren't really true. These aren't like
why would Worf be proficient with a handgun?
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, I know he's a
warrior.
He's fully functional.
Well, the other thing we didn't mention is Worf's a fucking. I'm reminded in this episode he's a fucking cop.
Yeah.
Right, because he was like, oh, we're in law enforcement.
Law enforcement. He's fucking.
I'm beginning to see the appeal of this program.
This episode ran a little long. They had to cut the scene where, like, that scene, it actually went on a little longer. And, like, Alexandar was like, Daddy, why do you have a huge boner all of a sudden? It was like right after Worf is like, oh, I'm law enforcement.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I get to abuse. And then later Worf is like, what do I do? Do I execute him? What rights does he have? Can I just, like, abuse these people?
Anyways, those weren't.
2 boners, by the way.
Fair. Yes. Thank you, Izaak. 2 boners. And
Really got the title Fistful.
Yes, two boners. Worf had 2 boners, and when he realized when he got shot and he realized the safeties were off, he had 2 clenched assholes.
So if Double Dick Dude were a Klingon, would he have 4 boners?
Yeah, except Double Dick Dude turned out to be fake.
That's neither here nor there.
It was a well photoshopped
Double
picture.
Dick Dude is rude but crude.
Yeah. Okay.
He's right.
So that was Dan's 3 silly things. Any other? I mean, like you said, Dan, there's of course many other silly things.
And so this wasn't like this episode is stupid silly. This is just little silly moments in the episode.
Everything about this episode is silly.
Maybe I should have just called it moments of levity.
Yeah. Izaak, were there any additional silly things that stood out for you in this episode?
I was just wondering with Dan's list, was there also a ricochet sound? You know, when you shoot someone in a Western, it goes...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At which point did you hear the ricochet?
Wait, tell me if it's in this one. Tell me if it's in this, because I can't remember. That was kind of a ricochet.
Well, no, I don't know. I know
that wasn't like a pa-choom.
No, it was
but it was bouncing. It was hitting something.
Could be. Yeah.
I think that's the closest to a ricochet shot we got. Izaak, did you hear a different one? Did you hear it?
I'm just thinking there should be a ricochet shot.
There's always got to be a ricochet shot where like that high pitch.
It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, if you've handled firearms, which we're all Americans, so we grew up.
We've been shooting each other.
One thing I did is when they played the scene and then when Alexandar went, no,
Yes.
and they started it over again, I recorded both versions of several of the sounds.
Did you play them over top of each other?
Yeah, I played them back to back, but yeah, I determined I can play them for you if you want, but like
it was the long and the short of it is your analysis demonstrates that it was acted out 2 different times, or the reverse.
Well, I can play it and you can decide for yourself.
An impromptu game.
Oh.
All righty, Dan.
Okay, here's one.
You're a very funny man, Senor Eli. You're a very funny man, Senor Eli.
Okay. I didn't realize it was that clip. It's a little unfortunate that there's that particular clip.
There were several of them.
But that one
sounds the same to me.
It sounds really close. How about you, Izaak?
I think it was from a Fistful of Datas.
That's correct.
Here's another one.
You laugh so much, it's wonder you ain't got flies in your mouth. You laugh so much, it's wonder you ain't got flies in your mouth.
Sounds the same.
It does sound very, very much the same.
Okay, here's another one.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Shut up.
That sounds identical to me.
But there's something different.
Shut up. Shut up.
The music is different.
The piano's different, but the sound effect is the same.
Well, they recorded.
They tried to make it
ADR. They probably laid in that musical.
On
cue.
the first one, they had a dampener.
Yeah, then the second one they had a damper.
No.
Okay, here's I won't. There's 2 more, but I'll only play one set because they're like the same. Here's one.
That sounded different.
They sounded different.
That
Randomly,
sounded
that one was different. But okay, I might as well play the other one.
That sounds the same.
Yeah, one of the laughs was different for some reason, but the other laughs were different.
There was just the one time.
Yeah, and then the other ones, now the piano ones just started at different points. But yeah, I think the only difference between the other ones is if you listen closely to the background's a little different.
That's
but,
wild,
but
dude.
not necessarily on all of them. A couple of them sounded completely identical. So it was like totally inconsistent. I find that fascinating that they didn't stick with one choice. They were inconsistent about it.
It's a very silly episode.
Yeah, very silly on many levels.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
What's the matter? Was my paw a little too rough on you?
All right. Any final points about this episode? Because I don't know if there's any sound clips that you haven't played yet, Dan.
Well, there's a silly episode.
Duty or no duties.
Oh yeah, we do need to do our duty or no duty. I'm eager to do that. There are a couple,
It's our duty.
Before we get to that, because we need to do duty or no duty quickly. A quick comment about sexy, not sexy data. We already mentioned data. They referenced Data's spot poem, which was cute because that poem is
Your visual, olfactory, and auditory senses contribute
I
to your
recognize it. This is Data's poetry.
Yeah, I like it. He cuts her off because he's like, yeah. We've had enough of that. But the thing I wanted to say about Data as Annie at the end, I already mentioned the whole. It would have been kind of funny if Worf had the implication was Worf had to hang out, quote unquote, with Annie Data in order to conclude the program. But I honestly wonder if the writers or producers had to have some kind of debate as to whether or not to give Data a buxom chest. Because I could see both sides of the argument. Because when Data first comes down, I'm like, okay, the problem is like Data doesn't have like big boobs like Annie.
An android.
But he's wearing the Annie dress, so it's kind of taking away from his presenting that character. On the other hand, I could see people in the writing room saying, yeah, but Data as a character in the hologram, they might give him a mustache or something, but otherwise he's got this like weird flat chest.
Hologram.
I don't know. I think I would have preferred it if they gave Data as Annie big boobs. What say all of you?
You big galoot.
Dan,
I tend to agree.
Jesse, you like the boobs? Dan, would you prefer boobs or no boobs on your Data?
I honestly hadn't thought about it.
Okay.
I hadn't thought about it, but I would tend to. Patrick is talking sense.
How about you, Izaak? Are you a boobs Data or no boobs Data?
If you talk about being fully functional, you got to back it up.
Yeah, I agree.
For real, dude.
I agree. I think they chickened out on a couple points there.
Yeah, okay. I think, you convinced me. I think we needed to have bigger boob Data.
Yeah, it'd be better.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'll think about it and let you know.
Jesse's having fun sneezing. That's okay. We're just gonna leave that in. This is the end of the podcast.
Isaac's raising his hand.
Oh,
here.
Isaac.
But,
Yes.
but it's gonna be hard because Jesse's got to do some business.
All
here.
right. So Jesse's sneezing. Isaac's got a question over there.
Jesse's still sneezing
from many thousands of miles away.
Lord knows why I keep risking my life for you, Sheriff.
Sometimes I think Jesse just keeps like a little. You know how people like have the little cocaine ring. I think Jesse has a little ring just with pollen in it.
Pollen,
he's like
dust.
Oh, fuck these guys up. I'm going to just take a little bump of pollen. All right, Isaac. Oh my God. All right,
I got you.
Okay, I think Jesse may be done now.
Oh, I hope so.
Isaac.
Otherwise, I'm fired.
You have the floor.
So my question is, if there's 174 episodes, give or take, of TNG, is this in your top 170?
I think it's 178. I think total. Not to be pedantic there. I know there's a debate on whether Encounter at Farpoint is 2 episodes or not. Yeah, ranking this episode. Good call, Isaac.
You said top 117?
Well, he was trying to say like, where does this fall for you?
It's down there.
For me, it's down there. It's not awful. People are kind of having
it's
fun.
memorable, but it's not
But it's
because
it just feels pointless.
Yeah.
I think it's memorable basically because
it's so silly.
The idea is funny. You know that this is look, we've mentioned this before. This happens in the creative field sometimes. You're sitting around, you're tossing out ideas, and you fall in love with an idea, and then sometimes you fall so in love with an idea that you sort of don't you don't see the problems there might be with it. Like maybe it's too simple, maybe it's too silly, maybe it's not that interesting. They haven't done an interesting enough twist. It's another hologram thing. It just seems like, let's just have Brent. Let's have Brent play a bunch of different characters. He's good at playing different characters. He is.
Right.
So
there's that. There's like annoyed Picard. There's like the cat jumping in Data's lap.
The cat's part was the best part.
That's probably the best part.
But
it was completely ridiculous.
Now, I guess what makes this stand out was supposed to be was Brent Spiner's several performances. But I think though I compare this to something like My Man Bashir, which was
Our Man Bashir.
Sorry, Our Man Bashir. Sorry.
It's only two.
Is that the one with like Betty Grable?
Yeah, got to avoid the emails. No, the Betty Grable.
No, there's no emails.
Enterprise.
There's no emails. You always say got to worry about the emails. There's no emails.
People don't send the emails because I head them off.
Okay.
By correcting our errors. I tried to. All right. So Dan.
Anyways, Our Man Bashir. That is another episode where they're going for like a genre type of thing, and it doesn't have like much. It doesn't really have much bearing on the rest of the universe. It's kind of like this self-contained, fun little story off in the Hall world. But that one works.
Yes.
That one works.
It's fun. It's a fun twist. You can see all the character interplay between Garrick is pissed off that Julian's playing spy and Garrick's a real spy, but then like Garrick learns some life lessons along the way.
Yeah. You could argue that they're both mostly ineffectual to the rest of like the series, but that one, there's a lot going on in Our Man Bashir.
Yeah.
My Man Bashir.
Yeah.
I agree.
Anyway,
yeah. Good call. Good call.
Well said, Brother Dan.
Okay. Duty or no duties?
All right. Here's number 1.
The captain saw fit to release me from my duties. From my duties. From my duties. From my duties.
Isaac.
What do you think?
That's a duty.
All right. Isaac thinks it's a duty. Jesse?
From my duties.
No duty.
Yeah, I'm with Jesse. I think it's a no duty. I think he's saying duty pretty clear.
I'm sorry, Isaac. I have to agree.
If it's a no duty, it's not a duty.
No, it's a
duty.
It's a duty. We're Jesse and I are saying it is a duty, and Dan I think is agreeing with us. It's not a duty. So in other words, it doesn't sound like he's saying poop. It sounds like he's saying the word properly.
Duty, yeah.
But to be fair to Isaac, it may not be coming through fully clearly down the line, funneling down through the internet to the interweb, the ARPANET, all the way down to...
Through FidoNet.
To Hobart. It's not FidoNet. That's a BBS.
It's very nice of you, Patrick.
Yeah. Dan, you think it's a... it's a no duty?
I think it's a no duty.
No duty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's usually, I couldn't, and it's like for me, it's like right on the edge because I don't think it's quite a duty.
Yes.
It's not quite a duty.
Spock is often, and Tuvok.
Crispest.
Spock and Tuvok often, not always. They had really clear like duty.
Right. Yeah. But it's just shy of duty. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
So neither.
Yeah. All right, next one.
I'll keep an eye on him for you, Sheriff. You two go have a good time.
That's very considerate of you, but I would be negligent in my duties if I did not stay. I am sorry, Miss. Negligent in my duties. Negligent in my duties. Negligent in my duties.
I think we give Izaak the honor again. What do you think?
First of all, I love it.
Yes.
That has to be a duties. It's a plural duty.
Jesse, your thoughts?
I can hear a prominent T.
Okay.
So.
I disagree with you, Jesse.
Really?
I'm with Izaak.
Really?
I think that's a duty.
I think that's a full-on stinky duty.
This is a rare time where Jesse and I disagree. To
That's
me,
a big that's big steaming duty.
It was pretty stinky duties.
So duty.
It's almost like
I can smell it now.
Oh,
you can smell it. You can smell
It
it.
is stinking.
It's almost like he said it to be funny.
And then a big brown shark came.
Oh no.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. Great. That was fun. Ridiculous episode.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Commander,
Not one of the best ones
just sit tight.
on TNG.
We'll have
However,
this all fixed up in time for supper.
I think it does illustrate that. Look, I still had fun watching this. Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not great. I don't need to I'm not rushing out to go watch it again. Like, I mean, some episodes I just could watch over and over. This is not one of those. I hadn't watched it in many years. I don't need to watch it for many more years. But Star Trek in general, TNG in particular, it's rare that you're going to have like a bad time watching.
Yes, Counselor Durango.
She's all like, "Call me Durango."
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we didn't talk much about Troy hanging out.
Right, Durango.
Yeah.
Durango.
Okay,
Nightbird.
We'll talk about what we'll do next week. Then we'll let Izaak promote his various activities,
Hell yeah.
and then we'll close down the podcast. So next
Well,
week,
we didn't talk about we also didn't talk about the scene where they showed both Frank and Data, Eli, where you think they cut the film.
Yeah, well,
because it looked weird. It looked weird when he was grabbing the bars.
It was kind of the
but I don't know if that
cheapy
was
version.
it.
Yeah, it was because they were filming. It was the actor playing both roles. Sometimes they do it better than others. Star Trek often did it well.
I just couldn't.
TNG often. That was kind of it didn't look that great. Yeah. All right. Next week, Dan's algorithm. We've gone back to this algorithm, and it has selected for us Deep Space Nine's Rules of Acquisition.
All right.
That's the episode you got to watch because that's what we're going to be discussing next week. Rules of Acquisition. It's a season 2 episode. And yes, you guessed right. It's a Ferengi-focused episode. It's an interesting one.
Oh, yeah, don't worry.
One programming note. I forgot to ask Jesse about this. I'm presuming it's okay. We will be recording on Thursday night instead of Friday. So this comes out on Monday. You've got until Thursday to send us your questions, comments, and where the hell have I heard that before guesses. So send those by Thursday evening, East Coast time in the U.S. And please, we really want to hear from you. It makes it so much more fun, particularly the where the hell have I heard that before.
But we have made an honorable agreement.
Now, Izaak, tell the folks where they can hear some more from you.
Thank you. I host a podcast called Trek 365, which started off as counting down a list of 365 episodes of memorable episodes in order, 365 seconds of each episode. But I got to the end of that list, and this year I have pivoted to doing Ensign Nobody's personal logs. So he's a NPC on board a Star Trek vessel, and we follow his daily musings. I'm also doing the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie 1 minute at a time. I have to admit that's my favorite thing on the channel at the moment.
Yeah, and which is pretty great.
Which me and some of us are doing as well.
Yeah, I've submitted a minute that'll be coming up in a few weeks. Dan's got one coming down the pike. We're all really, I mean, we like all your stuff. Trek 365, Trek 365 is awesome. But I'm with you. The TMNT one is so fantastic.
The best Teenage Mutant Ninja
I'm
Turtles.
also doing a little bit on Formula One and Australian rules football too. So there's a bit of everything there. Each of them are really short.
Yeah.
Which is part of the novelty of it, I think.
Well, and that's, I think, part of the fun because obviously we sit here and jabber on forever and ever, much longer than we usually intend to. But your podcast is a short form podcast, 365 seconds, but released frequently, tons of fun, awesome content, and it's not going to take up too much of your time to listen. You are going to be entertained. So everyone, check out Trek 365.
Oh.
Izaak, thank you so much for joining us.
Yep.
We look forward to having you back
Thank
again
you.
sometime soon. And
Thank you.
discussing, I mean, last time we discussed the Royale,
Thank you, sir.
which you don't like. I kind of like it, but it's a bad episode. We watched
Thank you, Miss Annie.
Fistful of Datas. I'm kind of curious. Don't tell us now. I'm kind of curious what the next episode might be.
Right.
So something to look forward to for the audience out there. Otherwise, yeah, remember Rules of Acquisition next week. Feedback at It's Got Star Trek. It's got StarTrek.com, YouTube, Facebook.
We did the Robin Hood one.
Et cetera, et cetera. No, we haven't done the Robin Hood one.
We haven't done that.
Cupid. We haven't done that.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Dan, any last bits, or are we good?
I think we're good.
All right. So I'm going to say goodbye, and then Dan will play a sound clip. Goodbye.
Do not show your face in this town again. Computer, end program.
Computer, end program.
Computer, end program. End program.
Vamoose, you little varmint.
I find it extremely difficult to predict what you will find acceptable. Perhaps hunger will compel you to try it again.
Thanks, Isaac.